Hi, I'm Reverend Wendy Craig-Purcell here at the Unity Center in San Diego. Thank you so much for watching today. If you'd like to support the work that we do here, please consider making a contribution. Go to our website. It's easy to do. Thank you in advance for that contribution. So this morning we are finishing up a series that has been devoted to looking at some of Jesus' best known and loved parables. And as I've said to you most every week in this series, that Unity does not take the Bible literally. We do not see it as the inerrant Word of God. But by the same token, we just don't totally throw it away. We recognize that within truly all of the world's sacred scriptures, we can find universal spiritual principles and truths. And so Unity is principle-based, not Bible-based. And so we do enjoy taking a look through metaphysical eyes at some of the stories and teachings, especially some of the stories and teachings from Jesus. So today, the parable of the wineskins, and it's also called the parable of the cloth. And you may recall that I've shared with you that whenever an idea is repeated in the Bible, it's repeated to emphasize that we ought to pay attention, that the teaching contained in the repetition is an important teaching. So he's not giving home ec 101 on how to mend a tear in a garment, nor is he trying to teach the art of winemaking. He's using the examples of cloth and mending and wine and wineskins as a way of talking about consciousness and talking about mindset, talking about the challenge of adopting or taking a new idea and putting it into an old, rigid mindset. He's saying that doesn't work any more than pouring new wine into an old wineskin will work. They didn't have wine bottles in those days, and the way that wine was carried about or contained was in a skin of an animal, usually the stomach, often of a sheep or an ox or a goat, depending on how much wine was to be preserved or made. And the reason Jesus is saying you don't take the new wine and put it into the old wineskin is because new wine does what as it ferments? It expands, right? And if you put new wine into an old wineskin, the old wineskin has already stretched because it's been used before. And so there's no stretchability, there is no elasticity left to that old wineskin. And he's saying to them, if you take the new wine and you put it into that wineskin, the wine's going to do what wine does. It's going to ferment and expand. It's a new idea. It's going to grow, but you're putting it in something that doesn't have the capacity anymore to grow along with it. And you lose both in the process. You lose both in the process. You lose the wine because the skin bursts, and you've lost the skin because now the skin is destroyed as well. And he's essentially saying the same thing, just using a different example with the cloth and with the repair. You don't take a new patch that is unshrunk. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you were in a sewing class in the days before cloth was pre-shrunk, before you would even make the garment, you would put, I know some of you are looking like, what the heck is she talking about? But you would take the cloth and you would put it in the washing machine and you would wash it and you would shrink it before you would make the garment. And so he's saying that you don't do that because you damage both in the process. He's explaining then that in order for us at the level of consciousness to deal with the new idea, we can't put the new idea in the old way of being. Take that in for a moment. We can't put the new idea in the old way of being.
Thanks for listening. The Unity Center. Spiritually progressive, socially responsive, radically inclusive. Check us out Sundays at 9 and 11. Many people enjoy Reverend Wendy's talks and meditations and aren't able to attend the Unity Center in person. If you're part of our extended family from around the world and would like to help support the Unity Center, please go to our website or download our free app, which offers even more ways to connect with the Unity Center. Namaste.